recording the script. So good afternoon, everyone. I think it's 4 minutes past 2. I can see that only 20 something joining the support class. Yes, I know that I will record and I upload on Moodle, but I think attending also is very, very important, because if you have a question, you can answer it, or if you can share it with us, even while I'm answering any question. I think this will benefit everyone. Also, I'm repeating myself 100 times. This is not a type of coursework that you can do and finish it in a weekend. It's not, because even it's a 50% kind of weight out of the final mark. So please just give it a priority. Time flies, and the deadline. I'm not going to extend the deadline. So the deadline is as I mentioned. I think I can't really remember now. It's something in October, end of 23rd, 21st of October, something like that. I always prefer to make it a Sunday, just to allow some students to, if they are working, of course, if they have family commitments, etc., that they can concise everything during the weekend. But anyway, as I mentioned, I have invited Jamie Jiggins. He is an honor year this year. He's in a 4th year. He was one of the amazing students last year, achieved amazing results. I always see his face in the either class or in the support class, so he didn't miss a one. I'm welcoming him. He, of course, he's a member on the accounting society. So if you are not sure about anything or you wanted to join, of course you can ask him. And I attended this award ceremony last year, and I saw him. He won 2 prizes, 2 awards, not only one for himself and one for the group. So honestly, once I emailed him asking him if he can join us, because sometimes students, when they hear from students like them, from having a personal experience, etc., they will also grasp what the idea more than a lecture can kind of saying this 100 times. Anyway, I can let him speak first about his experience, and then I will go and show you some bits and pieces, and then I will allow him to talk about his coursework. He actually was it was very kind of him to spare time, of course, to look at last year coursework and engage with it, and he said, yeah, he's happy to come to speak to you. So Jamie, the floor is yours. You can I will mute myself and we can listen.
Thank you very much, Abir. So management accounting is a subject I am really interested in, and through Abir being an excellent teacher, like that interest is still continued. Within university as well, Abir mentioned I was part of the Accounting Society, but I've also went through the Aspire and mentoring programs through the Academic Skills and Careers team. If you don't know what they are, then look them up. It's a brilliant opportunity to have. And during the summer, I was able to get an internship with an accounting firm, where what you're going to learn soon with cost budgeting, I don't know if you've learned that already, but that is put into practice in accounting firms. But the main thing today I'm going to talk about, you guys, is the coursework. I was in the exact same position you guys were last year. I was thinking, okay, how's like saving the trees and like switching electric cars, like how's that relate to accounting? I'm not going to go into too much detail, leave that for you guys to find out. But there is a really obvious link, and it's becoming a more important part nowadays. And you guys get to demonstrate that understanding through this coursework. And I'm just going to share the screen here. In 1 second, so I'll show you what I did. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes, we can. We can go ahead.
Okay, so I'll go through what I did last year and basically the whole process of what I did, so then you guys get a good start as well. The first thing you want to do before you start writing, look at what biodiversity is, look at what circular economy is, and look into your company. So you get that information, then you can start to write, because it's very important to do so. ABIR has provided articles about that. You can find information about biodiversity and circular economy there. Really important to look at. And also look at articles on Google Scholar as well to give you more of an insight. So it's the same layout as what I had last year, what you guys have this year. Starts off the executive summary. You can do it whatever way you want. I did this at the end, just after I knew what to write. But if you've got an idea in your head of what you want to write afterwards, then you can start here if you want. Then also you get your contents page and introduction. Objective, essentially what you want to find out. In your guys' case, it's about companies reporting on the circular economy and biodiversity. State that within there. And also you want to provide links. That's consultation between any literature you found and also stuff you found for your companies as well. Include that. You guys have got 2018, 2021, state that. And then obviously the structure. Methodology. How this is carried out. Your research, as I said before, research a lot, find out what biodiversity is, find out what circular economy is, and also look out for your company. As that's the process you are carrying out of what you're doing for this report. And I'm going to get onto that a second, but use the disclosure index. That's an important thing as well. Then after that, it's your background to your company. It's not a lot of marks. What I found as well, I was struggling to cut words down, but you can insert images, insert appendices. I believe it's 2,000 words you've got. Yes, you may struggle to cut that down because then I think you've only got 70 words to your background. You can add pictures in, attachment appendices below as well. Your analysis, your results, I'm going to get back onto that in a second because I'm just going to go through the disclosure index. If I can get down to it. One second.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay, before you go to explain the disclosure index, Jamie, I want to mention something that's in their interest of this year, the third year this year. Last year coursework and the year before coursework, the disclosure index include 53 items. Mm-hmm. And the students were mourning, but I was really insisting for them to look at the 53 items. I know that they will not find the most of them, but they have to find this themselves. So as you can see, out of 53, Jimmy might find 15, 17, 20, but they had to go and investigate 53 items over 2 years. But you are going this year, you are going to examine, I think, 7 in biodiversity and something like 6 or 7 in circular economy. So I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to let them know that this year is easier than last year.
Yep, more than double what I had to do, you guys. But another thing to mention as well, if you do not find information on one of the items, don't waste your time and try and find evidence for it. It won't be there for a reason. So say, I'm going to give you a tip as well for it. I think it was B2 was about afforestation. I believe it was. To save you time, use Command F when you look at articles. That brings up a word searcher. Type in afforestation and it would take you to exactly that part in the document about afforestation. Then you can write that down there. This is the part where I remember last year a lot of people had problems with the disclosure index, just how to lay it out. Mine was okay in the end, but you may not be able to fit some of the quotes in. That's okay. You can just put an X there and you can put in another appendix the quotes that you found, as long as you say what part it related to. And then you obviously got your score there. You're not really based on your opinion of what the score is. So, say example, I've put a 1 here, a beer might think that's a 2. You won't get marked down for it. It's just solely based on your opinion. So you're not going to get marked down for that. And that's just how you're going to base your analysis on. You've only got 20 items this year, so that's not too bad. And going back up to the analysis, this is the explanation of what you found. And what I did last year, I was struggling to cut down words as well. You can use tables and group the 2 categories together by diversity and circular economy, and also create graphs, give like more visual representation of what you found. And this is what I did here. Use it for 2018 and 2021. It is a massive part. I believe it's a 40% of the 40 marks I get for it. 40 marks, yeah. So it's important you get this part right. Look at the marking schedule for it. Lay it out like that. Also, comparative analysis, you guys will be doing 2018 and 2021. Compare the items between those 2 years. What did you find? What trends did you find? How much of differences were there? Write that down there. Then obviously you'll have your conclusion. Is it different this year? Oh no, I forgot to mention as well, you guys will need to do looking at ratios as well. Abir has given the formulas for them. I think you've done a data analysis, and it was either MA1 and MA2 before, so you have seen them before. And then your conclusion, it's a general conclusion you're given. Then specific conclusion, it's not that many words. And yep, and you will, your recommendations as well, your personal opinion of your company and what can we improve with biodiversity and circular economy. And you will get marks as well for your layout. It's just as long as you follow the marking schedule, you'll get marks for it. And obvious one, you'll need to reference your information. If you guys are having problems like referencing or anything, the academic skills team, like they're there to help. I can also provide a link in the chat for a book. It's Harvard Referencing. It's one the university use. I can post that in the chat below so you can have a look at, because that's what massively helped me last year. And obviously said before, struggling for words, you can put it in an appendice, and obviously put your disclosure index in there as well. And I'm going to stop sharing now. And it's great to see so many here at this class as well, because this is where you will find the answers to your questions. It's better you ask them here than you've got 1 week to go and you're not really sure what, because more likely than not, you find one other person will be thinking the same question you are, but might be afraid to speak up. So get your questions in here, and you've got all support given. And if anyone's got any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
I think the offer from Jimmy is to answer questions here, not outside. Is that right, Jimmy?
Yeah, here, yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, your inbox will be a kind of 100 emails asking you about the coursework. Okay.
Jimmy.
Hi
there. See the biodiversity index. Did you complete 2 separate ones for both years?
Yes, you'll do one for 2018 and 2021.
So you completed each one twice?
Yep.
Yeah. And did you put them separately into the appendix?
Yeah, it will be separate appendices, but it'll be different information.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, I think, do you do anything like this in year 1 or year 2? I think this is this, Paul, is this question for Jimmy or for everyone?
I'm trying to think back from year 1 and year 2 now, to be honest with you. I don't think a report like this, but it was like more like year 1, I remember doing a few reflective reports. That was in accountancy today and accounting business. Year 2, it was group work with business ethics. I think this is the first time, but the skills you guys learn from this one will set you up well for your dissertation next year. And biodiversity is a very good topic to do. I know a few people that are doing it. And I know Abir had a few people last year at dissertation. I know somebody did biodiversity and they got an amazing mark for it. So
yeah,
they're really interesting.
it is very important to mention that Jamie's coursework last year was one of the best, because it is, if you can look at the reference list, or kind of, the way he laid out all the references and the paper he consulted or the books he consulted, was really one of the best coursework I have ever read about this company. So it was really very good, along with some other people who I think they were working closely. So Jamie was working in Volkswagen and the other one was working on HSBC. So they both achieved amazing marks. Yes, I know that you did not have a coursework like this before. I know you might, I don't want to use the word struggle, to be very honest. I know you are not sure. I know you have some concern, but this is why I'm meeting with you every week. And this is why, because it's very easy for me to just, put a coursework, write about this or do about this. It will be easy for me to market, and I don't need to run all these support classes, etc. But I honestly really need to develop some skills from you guys. So you collect the data for each year, and then when you analyze it, as we explained this morning in class, that try to see what they are saying. Did they improve? Did they are say about planting the trees, etc.? What is the meaning of that? Is this something kind of a window dressing? Can we see it as a window dressing, just to say we are eco-friendly, or definitely they are doing something genuine? And this year I have decided to allow you to link the financial performance with the environmental performance, to see whether the company, if any company who's doing well in financial, definitely doing well in terms of environmental, because nowadays we cannot separate them. We cannot. Anyway, I will go over my stuff later, but I really need you. If you have any questions for Jamie, please ask him questions here before he leaves, because I cannot ask him to stay with us for the rest of the class.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Hi there.
Did you for the index, did you use Word or Excel?
I use Word for that, but you can use Excel as long as you know how to copy it into that document.
I don't know how did you like put it all together, like, because you must have been different, like Word documents and Excel documents. Did you use Excel documents?
I didn't use Excel, but it's like the disclosure index Abir's given you. I just copied that into the Word document I used and then just went from there. That's the easiest way I found it.
Right, okay. So you just copy and pasted it?
Yes.
Right. Abir, are you going to create a separate document, or do you want us to paste it, copy and paste it?
I can create a separate document. I'm not sure. Did I upload the Word documents for the coursework on Moodle? Okay, that's fine. You can copy paste then. If it's a Word document, you can copy paste.
Right. Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Yeah, it's just a question Laura's got as well. Timescale for completing it. Probably the part for me that took up most was trying to find information for the disclosure index. That took me a couple of days, but honestly, see, once you've done that, the analysis really kind of writes for itself. Like, do as much reading you can beforehand, but don't waste too much time on it.
Okay, there's a question here, Jamie. How did you find the time scale for completing this?
That's one I just answered there. Okay,
that's fine. We never done. Okay, I thought you have done referencing before, because to be very honest, I'm so happy to invite someone from the library to come and speak to you about referencing. Do you want me to do so?
Yeah.
Yes, that's absolutely fine. I can organize someone, and just to take a note of that. I can organize for someone to come to speak to you about referencing, and we can record the session and upload it in Moodle to go back for it anytime. Okay. On Harvard. Okay. Okay, what else? Okay. Any other questions for Jamie?
Jamie, did you use any of the cost, like the topics in the MA3 syllabus? Did you like cost, like quality costs and environmental costing? Did you mention any of that in the report?
No, Harun. The coursework, you have to, to look at the requirement and follow the requirement.
But can you not use?
I did not ask in the requirement to go and do quality report. I did not ask in the requirement to do and go to do a balanced scorecard. I did not ask for that.
But
what I mean is the way you learn how to analyze things, use the skills into analyzing the stuff.
It's just, I'm just thinking of using other material, like stuff like eco-efficiency and stuff like that.
Because basically biodiversity and circular economy is a way of eco-efficiency. We'll talk about this next week.
Like, so can I mention that in my report now?
It's up to you. If you wanted to mention it or not. If you think that when I say connect with the literature review, if you think that you really need to bring into the discussion the eco-efficiency, you can bring it into the discussion. But no, hang on, Harun. But please do not copy paste from the lecture notes into your coursework. Because you have to read papers, you have to read resources, you have to educate yourself about the topic.
Like biodiversity and the circular economy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Very. Okay. Okay. Any other questions for Jamie? Jamie, please. Mute yourself, Harun, please.
All right. Sorry.
Any other questions for him? No?
I've got a question for you guys. What time for the time scale started and finished for this one?
Did you check on Moodle? I think that is the deadline 23rd, guys, 23rd of October?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23rd of October. The deadline is 23rd of October.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And once, since I uploaded the coursework on Moodle, I emailed everybody. Every student in every campus is telling them that the coursework is already on Moodle. Okay?
All right.
You are right. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions? No questions at all? Okay, thank you very, very much, Jamie. Thank you very much. I think me and the students appreciate your time and appreciate your effort. And thank you very, very much. Thank you.
No problem at all. Nice seeing you all and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Thanks for having me, guys. See ya.
Yeah, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Jamie. Okay. I think I told you last week that I am writing a paper on circular economy, or the relationship between circular economy and the biodiversity. The paper is still not published yet. This is why I cannot share the paper straight away with you. But once it's even accepted for publication, I will upload Moodle with it. It's not an issue for me. But I cannot upload Moodle with it at the moment because it's still under review in the second round. So I will share with you. Ignore introduction, blah blah blah. I will share with you the methodology. The methodology of this paper, I investigated biodiversity and circular economy together. Selected some companies from the top 200 global companies, we investigated 28 companies from different industries, including aerospace, motor vehicle, transportation, and this from 3 sectors. And because for the biodiversity index, the one that you already, this is where I bring the biodiversity index, the items. You know, if you are attending for the first time here and you are not sure what the index means, the index, this is the items that you are going to investigate. B1, B2, B3, CE1, CE2, CE3. This is the index, okay? You know, you don't really, it doesn't matter how I developed the index because this is not your coursework. It's to ensure that all information was based on biodiversity and circular economy were collated, as Jimmy mentioned. It's, you know, go for a company, pick up whatever, Ford, for example, or British Airways, or any company you like, and just go and see, for example, type corporate social responsibility reports, and they get 2018, and open that, okay? And it will be a PDF file. On Control F and write any of these words: biodiversity, habitat, species. It depends on the item. So, for example, you know, let's talk about item number 1, which is about the in any item of the biodiversity index I showed you. Get the core word, you know, and put control find and go ahead and find what they are saying about it. You know, both circular economy, both biodiversity, both recycling, recovering, waste generated, any of these kind of buzzwords that related to both biodiversity and circular economy. This is why you really need to understand first what each one of them means. And you can read, even you can go on Google and read about, you know, type biodiversity, or Google Scholar, type biodiversity, you'll find a number of articles. Watch some videos. Some of the videos are very clear if you want to absorb the concept of each one of them. Once you understand what each one of them means, you can go and investigate the company. You cannot go and investigate the company without understanding what each one of them means. I think I've spent the time with you last week to explain to you what biodiversity means, what circular economy means. But remember, I am doing research in the area of biodiversity for a number of years now, 4, 5, 6 years. And you know, because I'm adding up every year in one of my papers another dimension, so it's very easy for me to read 4, 5, 6 papers on circular economy. But everything for you is still brand new. So you really need to engage, understand what it is. What is, you know, the word environment is the environment and the nature, and what this has to do with businesses, what this has to do with you as a person, what this has to do with accounting, what this has to do with the whole world. Once you understand what is each one of them means, I think you will find it very easy. So my advice to you, I'm repeating myself again. If you didn't absorb what each one of them means from the recording, or from the PowerPoint, or from the articles, go on YouTube and type biodiversity. Watch some 3, 4, 5 videos, each one of them 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then type biodiversity and the businesses. You will find some videos. Watch them. And then type circular economy. What circular economy, or circular economy in business, and watch some. Each of these videos might be lost for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. There are amazing videos on YouTube that each one of them last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. There are some of them 25 minutes that will give you kind of a comprehensive and very rich information about biodiversity and circular economy. It's up to you, of course. But once you absorb that, once you understand what does it mean each one of them, go at, sit down and have a wee look at the biodiversity index and see, because once you understood what it is, each item of the biodiversity, each item of the biodiversity index or each item of the circular economy will make sense for you. I hope you understand that. What I really need to show you is, for example, no, I think I will stop sharing and I will share with you another table. Okay. Here is your index, right? Can you see the screen? B1, B2, B3, etc.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here is the biodiversity index, and here this is the circular economy. What I have done in my paper, okay, the one that is still in publication or in the publication process, because we investigated 28 companies. And we investigated 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018. I'm working on another one. We investigated 2020 and I think 2020 on the company website. So we're still writing on that one. So what I have done here, B1, B2, B3, and this is the analysis. Okay. This is for my paper. For your coursework, you put B1 here. Okay. What is B1 is all about? B1 is all company reports on corporate expression of moral, ethical, emotional motivation for preserving species and preventing extinction with consideration of ecosystem level effects, including normative, reflective, etc., and the impact on threatened species. Okay, you have to include this B1 here. You investigate your company. Imagine that let's talk about Ford. Okay, you went to Ford, to the corporate social responsibility report, and you investigated, and you did not find any information whatsoever about that. Give it 0. Okay, that means sorry, 0. Okay, that means here is, wait for that. We are, once you are give them 0 or sorry, do it like this. Didn't put 0. Don't put 0. Put it like that, because you only investigate one company over 2 years. Okay, that means this X means that the company did not provide disclosure about item B1. Okay, clear? This means that all of this for this item will be 0. Because you either score them 0, 1, 2, or 3. Once you score the 0, that's it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys, do you follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's really up to you how to do the analysis. It might be, I think it's better to go over all the items. So in 2018, download the corporate social responsibility for Ford, for example. I'm using Ford as an example. Download the corporate social responsibility for 2018 for Ford. Okay, and then go and find out about B1. Go and find out about B2. What is B2? What B2 says? B2 says company report on its involvement in afforestation activities such as seedling transplantation, forest plantation, blah blah blah, or other activities. Okay, you go and investigate. Write keyword. Control F and find the keywords. And imagine that you find the information. In this case, That means it's not 0. Okay, but you might have a wee look at the sentence. Do you think they give a proper discussion about it? No, it's just, they just kind of descriptive. It's descriptive, that means click on one. That means that this company, Ford, in terms of B2, give them 1. If you give them 1, that means you cannot give them 2, and you cannot give them 3. Do you follow me so far?
How do you use the T column?
T, okay, wait for T. Wait for
Okay.
T. Okay. In B3, we are going to investigate B3. What is B3 is all about? Company report on biodiversity assessment of its activity and around the manufacturing plants, mine, transport, etc. Imagine that for B3, you find very good paragraph that includes lots and lots of information. Okay, of course that means it's not 0. Okay, and the information is very good, so it definitely is not 1. And you can keep, is it descriptive and the figures or value? You judge it as you are going to score them 3. That's fine. As Jamie mentioned, I'm not going to kind of deduct some marks from you because you scored 2 and it should be 3, or you scored 1 and it should be 2. This is practice on how to do the research. Okay, so we investigated these 3 items in 2018. Go for 2021. Download the corporate social responsibility report again. Okay, go for B1. Investigate. You didn't find anything. Okay, that means 0. Okay, the total is 2, because now the total here totals for the 2 years. This is what I have done it I have done it for hundreds of companies, for 28, for whatever. I list all the items and have columns for the years. Okay, so that means these 2 means that the Ford company did not provide disclosure on B1 in both 2008 and 2021. Do you follow me so far?
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but I think we'll get there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Why are you scoring at a 2? None of them have got it, and should it be 0?
No. Here is the total of zeros, because as you can see, I've put here, this is the 0, and here is the 1.
Would that not go in the total
And
column, total score away on the right? Because
yeah,
B1 is 0, 0. So would it not just be total score is 2 instead of the 0 columns 2?
No. I mean, they have they scored sorry. Okay, make it 0. They scored the 0, and I don't want it to put 0 because 0 will be confusing with that. 0 will be confusing with the 0 score.
Yeah, but would you not put it in the total score? Because if you've got
yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. You can include it in the total score. Absolutely.
So would you need to? So why would you put it in? Because here it says 1 column. If you look at the 0 column, it's 2018, 2021, but there's no T. So surely that first T would be for the first column. For if we scored 1 point.
No. Do you know? I did not remove these 2 columns because I copy pasted very quickly, and this for my previous kind of Here I will explain to you this one. This might allow you to understand what I mean. B1, I investigated 28 companies over 3 years, 12, 14, 16, sorry, over 4 years, 12, 14, 16, and 18. So 21 got scored 0, okay, and 1 scored 1, and then 7 scored 2, etc. So here is you really need to find a way to present the results. It might be the easiest way to do 2018 and then 2021, I mean. So you can make a separate table for 2018. So here is, for example, 0, 2018. That means, or you can remove all of that. Okay, you can remove all of that and just see here, for example, 0, 0. And that means the total is 0. Leave this blank. Okay, here you can leave this blank and put here 1. Might be this is easier for you. And if 2021 scored 1 as well, the total will be 2. Do you understand what I mean?
It's not the score, it's where you're putting it. It's confusing.
Where you
because B1, right? So
okay.
you've got 2 zeros, right? So that's obviously 2 in total. So why are you putting it in the total column for the ones?
No. Okay, I will remove everything again. B1 scored 0 in 2018, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but
okay.
It's just where you're putting it, because the way the table's been set out is that is the total for the ones.
No. This is not the total for the one. This is the total for the zeros, and this is the total for the ones, and this is the total for the twos, and this is the total for the threes,
if they both,
and this is the whole.
If you know, if 2018, 2021, if they're both 0, would you not just put in total score instead of putting it in the T under the 1?
No, it's not the T under the 1. The T is not under the 1. 1 is here. Under the 1 is there's nothing. This is T is under the 0, and the total will be 0 as well.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, why would you put the 0 under the 1?
I didn't put
2018, 2021 is both 0. So do you not just put it in the total score on the right hand side?
Yeah, here. Yeah, okay. This is a 0.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, why are you putting it under the?
No. I mean, oh, sorry. This was a mistake. Sorry. I understand.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So if we go to B2, and in 2018 they scored 1, okay, and some companies scored 1 in 1 year and scored 2 or 0 in the other year. You know, you have to deal with each one of the years separately. So, for example, they scored 1 in 2018 and they scored 1 in 2021. That means that the level of disclosure is the same. They didn't reduce the level of disclosure, or they didn't increase the level of disclosure. Do you understand what I mean? And here also the 2 zeros are the same. For B1, they did not provide any disclosure about this item in 2018 or in 2021. However, if the company scored in B2 in 2018 scored 1 and in 2021 scored 2, that means they improved the level of disclosure, because they provide the reach, they provide more, they have done more, because they have to do something to report on. You understand what I mean? Got me now? No. Got me?
I just don't understand why there's a T column. The total score is the total score, so why is there these T's in the table?
The total here, this one, you mean? This one?
Yeah, no, 1, 2, and 3, but then you've got 0 with no T.
No, 0, there is 0, there is, you know, ignore this column. This T is related to 0. This T is related to 1. This T is related to 2. This T is related to 3.
But why would you need that though? Because you've got the total score anyway. So you just add it up.
Yes. because you know why I'm doing this, because it's very easy for you, because you are investigating one company over 2 years, but I investigate, sometimes I investigate 100, 200, 300. So I really need to see how many of these 200 scored 0, how many scored 1, and how many scored 2, etc. But for you, it's very, very straightforward to do it 0, 1, 2, 3. That's it, because you investigate one company. It's not a complicated thing.
And do we need to do 0, 1, 2 and 3? Because you said just put an X underneath the 0, 1, 2 or 3, whatever it scores.
Do it the way that you think you understand and you're comfortable with.
Right.
Once you do it the way that you feel that this is the way it has to be done, do it and explain underneath the table what did you do. Right?
But so if they don't disclose anything, right, C and B1, so would the total score not be 2?
No, the total score will be 0. Okay. Now I think now there is a confusion. We counting. Now let's first fill in the disclosure index. Okay, fill in whether it's 0 or 1 or 2 or 3, right? And then we can talk about the how to add them up later on, because this will confuse everybody. Does this make sense? So remove all these T's and you fill in the disclosure index. If the for B1, if it's 0, give them 0. If it's because if you give them 0, you are not giving them here anything. If you give B2 1 year, that means that they are not scoring anything in 2018. Neither 0, 1, 2, 2 or 3. Got me? Guys, do you understand, or you got more confused? Yeah. Okay. Ignore that. I think I was trying to try to explain it in a simple way. Okay. Let's say that let's do one second. Let's do the biodiversity index and the circular economy index for each year separately. Fill in the index whether you give them 0 or 1 or 2 or 3, and then I will find a simple way to explain it to you how to add them up by next week or something. Okay? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So take the items, put them in a table. The first column is the number of the items, B1, B2, B3, or the item, and then the second one is the description, and then 0, 1, 2, 3. This for 2018 and another one for 2021. And then fill them in, and I will explain to you again at some point when I try to make it in a simpler way. I will explain to you how to kind of do the adding and present them and analyze them, because the analysis is something completely different. Okay. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. When you try to collect the data, for example, B1, when you scored it 0, that's fine. It's not you didn't find anything. That's fine. Add, create another table for each item to add the codes. Say for example, you scored 1 for B1 because the company mentioned blah 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 blah. Add this here in this table. So your task between now and next week to go for the company, if you select the company and try to lay out a table with 0, 1, 2, 3, and try to do this table as well. You know, put the cost, copy this from the PDF into that. Whether you give, if you give your company and say, for example, do this for 2018 and another one for 2021, and add here the sentence. I call it, in research we call it quotes, but these are the sentences that will allow you to click on the company or click on the index or to check the item whether it's 1, 2, or 3. Again, I'm not going to deduct any mark if you put some kind of sentence here or a paragraph that's copy paste from the company, and I say no, this should be a 2, and he or she put it a 1 or the opposite way around. I really need you to be engaged with the process. So once I finish with you, I will create, I will put the biodiversity kind of the items in index, that separate one for 2018 and 2021, and I will upload model with this file along with something with this table to use it in the to collect the data. Because before doing, you cannot think about every single thing at the same time. You cannot think about the writing and the referencing and the analysis and the Excel sheet and the graphs and etc. Now it's the data collection stage, which means you already knew about biodiversity and circular economy, and you decided on whatever company is. You go and you pick up what the company are saying and put it here in this table. Does this make sense? Can we do this by next week?
Yeah.
Okay. I will stop sharing and I will share again another file with notes from companies. In doing this paper, we have, I opened the Word file. We opened the Word file to include all the companies, etc., etc. So, for example, I'm here. What is company? What is that? Airbus Group. Okay, this was one of the companies that we are investigating. Okay. In terms of circular economy, we found that Airbus is working in cooperation with several specialist companies involved in carbon fiber recycling, blah, blah, blah. And this is page 53. So this is not my words. This is not any one word. I take the sentence as it is. This is why I always, when I put it in quotation. And this is why we call it quotes. Because you are going to copy this, you are not going to write anything in your own words. You just click the box under 1 or 2 or 3 and just copy this into another table. Okay? And please remember to take the page number as well, because this is very important, because now you learn how to different things. In C circular economy 306, this item, we find they are mentioning joint venture between Airbus and this company, engine more than 90%, and they have done something about recycling and reuse through selective disseminating, etc. There's another example. I think I highlighted a number of examples for you to show you specifically about circular economy. One of the company we investigating, Beijing Automotive Group, and they are saying we are promoting recycling of energy and resources. This is evidence that they are doing this activity, because if they will never report unless they have done it. And they are mentioning also about general waste, use recoverable material whenever possible to reduce garbage. This kind of Beijing branch implemented a film waste that recovery project. So anything that's related to what we are talking about or related to the item, copy paste along with the page number. There's something else. I think there was one very good BMW. BMW, they are saying We can also offer our experience in recycling and sustainable raw material extraction, and this was in page 107. Namely, 80%, 85% reuse and recycle of material, and 95% overall recovery. So, you know, I can take this paragraph and I can see, yes, they are really providing very good information. It's up to you. You can look and see the criteria of 1, 2, and 3, and you can give them a score based on this kind of quote or sentence or paragraph, whether you give them 1 or 2 or 3, whether you think that the information provided about this item is rich, is enough, is good, that's absolutely fine. You can just copy. This is I wanted to show you how to copy this or how to find the information in relation to each item. Again, something about, you know, BMW installed the recovery system for the end of the life. Be engaged in recycling management. So that means that they are doing some activities. That means that they are going on. It might be, you might find them started a program in, you know, in 2015, and they still working on it and work in progress until 2020 or something. So this is what I really wanted to explain to you. You will pass, Paul. I'm 100% sure you will pass.
Is this slide is on Ola?
I'm not using Ola. I'm using Moodle.
Can I find this slide on Moodle?
I will upload this on Moodle. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I can ask Jamie if he can, of course, under his permission, I can upload his coursework to all of you on Moodle. If this will help you, do you think this will help you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I will ask him, and based on his response, I'm sure he will say yes. But anyway, based on his response, I will upload it on Moodle.
Where can I find this slide? It's on assessment criteria?
Yes,
or?
yes. It will be anything related to the coursework will be on the assessment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
so
you.
how have I have here 25%. How many of you have started with this coursework? How many?
I've started.
I know that you have started, Harun. I know that.
How do you know that?
Yeah, because you were engaged about with this before.
I know, 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've chosen, you know, the company I've chosen.
Emily, you started. Okay. Do anyone? Do you mind if you share with us what companies are you investigating, guys?
I'm investigating the McDonald's fast food branch.
McDonald's. Okay, that's fine.
It's called McDonald's Corporation.
Amazon. Okay. For those who investigated Amazon, I have published 2 papers in summer on Amazon as a case study on both sustainable development and the financial performance. So I can upload Moodle with them. You might find them very useful on reading about Amazon in general. I think there was some touch on circular economy and etc. BB, amazing. That's really very good. Paul, yeah, you will find amazing information, Paul, about BB. I have my company and found the reports. Fantastic, Laura. Fantastic. So we got McDonald's, we've got BB, we have got Amazon. What else? What else you investigating? Tesco, IKEA. Well done, well done. Disney. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. What else? Who else started? Coca-Cola. Tesla. That's very good. Can you, if anyone can share what did they find in the company, or, you know, what they are talking, what they are saying about circular economy, what they are saying about biodiversity? Anyone can share with us anything?
There's a lot of information on conserving water,
Okay, good.
deforestation,
Good.
emissions.
Good. Mhm.
I mean, 2 years ago, I don't think, I mean, I'm not sure how good they've done over the 3-year period, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
this came to be reporting on similar informations 3 years down the line.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, they say that they're doing it with, they're approaching the biodiversity with a science-based approach. But
Oh,
that's
okay.
to be questioned if it really is, you know, that, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the more you understand it, the more you read about it, the more you will find yourself engaging with it. Because, you know, to be very honest, the writing of the coursework, the writing up decision stage, I mean, is the easiest way. Because the data collection and the data analysis, these are the most important stages, to be very honest. Okay. So somebody asked me, is like any company is a good choice? So is IKEA is a good choice? Yes, it's a very good choice. Any company, because we really need to know. Financial, you know, last year, one of the best reports was on the financial sector was on HSBC. The student has done amazing work in terms of biodiversity and the analysis and the graphs, etc., etc., etc. So I will double check again. I will double check with Jamie, and I will see if I can have some. Do you think looking at sample of previous students will help you guys?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, but the sample, remember, the sample will not be on both biodiversity and circular economy. The sample will be on biodiversity only, but at least it will give you an indication how to do the task. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, any other questions for me? Any other questions at all? No questions? Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, absolutely fine. See you next week. I will try to do some files now with the disclosure index for each year and a table for the quotes or for the company's scoring. We'll email them to you. I will upload model also with hopefully if Jamie comes back to me straight away, I will upload model with sample of students coursework. And I will upload model with 2 Amazon papers on the financial and non-financial information.
Abir, just got a question.
Yes.
Can you upload some questions on the tutorial you had earlier on as well?
I did already.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done
Okay.
this, and I have upload model also with some extra question for training
I've got
on
questions to see if
quality.
the coursework is worth sorry, if the coursework is worth 50% and the final exam is worth 50%, is the class test worth like part
No,
of
there
the
is
final
no
exam?
no. There is no class test.
All right, good. There's no
Okay,
class test.
so it's a coursework and the final exam. No class test.
Okay, bye, Bia. Thank you.
You're very welcome. No class test in this module. No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the only thing I'm problem right now is just how to start it off. Like I've got like just where to start if you get me. Like understand some of the disclosure and index and.
Okay,
Yeah.
where to start? Where to start? Do you have a company in your mind?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, go for
Yeah.
Amazon. Go for
Right.
Amazon and write corporate social responsibility reports or sustainability reports. Okay.
Right.
2018. Let's start
Okay.
with 2018. Go for 2018, and it will be a PDF file. Can you mute yourself, please? If
Sorry.
okay. If 2018, and you will find it as a PDF file. Open the PDF file. You know, sometimes in the content you will find, for example, some 3-4 pages about biodiversity. Even if you did not find them, go over the items item by item and try to pick up some keywords. For example, biodiversity, species, whatever that's already in each item, and it will take you to some kind of pages. Read them, understand them, and then based on that, try to take some of the try to take some of the boxes. To be very honest, I was really thinking to pick up a company and go over the corporate social responsibility with you and do the disclosure index. But my worries are, you know, just in case somebody already picked a company, I don't want, of course, you know, to favorite anyone. So, for example, if I pick Amazon, if I pick, you know, Ford, if I pick this, if I pick that, it might be somebody already used some of these companies. So it's better just to go for the company, read about the sustainability, read about biodiversity, read about what they are doing, and then try to fill this in. Next week, I will spend more time about the disclosure index again before moving on to the analysis, because analysis will take some time as well from us. So all you really need to do between now and next week, I think I mentioned this last week as well, to understand, absorb what each one of them means, and then started to pick up a company and find out what the company are saying in terms of, you know, the PDF file or you know, some information, or what they are saying about each one of these items, what they are saying about recycling, what they are saying about waste, what they are saying about biodiversity, what they are saying about species, whatever. Okay. Does this make sense, Hassan?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthews.
You are very welcome. Any other questions, guys? Okay, if there's nothing else, then okay, see you next week. Okay. See you. Bye. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.